What's up, tubers? Matt M. Roy back once again, back here on the 16th of July, 2019. A extremely hot and humid day once again here in Southern Virginia, but it is not just here. Most of the Southeast is dealing with a heat wave right now. We have heat indexes today upwards of 110 degrees Fahrenheit. So if you guys live in the southeastern United States, please stay safe out there. I am going to be doing a live stream tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to talk a little bit more in depth on things you need to do if you're working outside in these extremely hot and humid conditions. Now, I know a lot of you don't live in the Southeast. A lot of you are lucky enough to live on the West Coast where you don't have the humidity, but you still do have the heat. So this will be pertinent to you guys as well. Got a few things going on today. I want to show you a few of my latest finds and my latest projects, some things that I do have for sale that I am willing to ship. So if you guys are interested in this, you can always send me a personal message or just contact me through Facebook. I'm not trying to make this channel about selling items, but as you guys know, I am a computer tech, but I am also a reseller. And to that end, I am going to start using my channel to promote some of my more interesting finds. So without further ado, let me go ahead and pause this vlog and I'll show you the first thing that I do have for sale. I think you guys are going to like this. Talk to you in a moment. All right, tubers. So the first item I have that I am going to be selling, it is actively listed now, is a Mac Mini. Now, I picked this up this past weekend from a garage sale. I'm not going to say how much I paid for it, but I did get a good deal on it. This is a mid-2011 Mac Mini. Came with the wireless Bluetooth keyboard and the Bluetooth trackpad. Now, this really isn't my cup of tea, but I've heard a lot of Mac enthusiasts really do like the trackpad versus the Apple Magic Mouse. And it did come with the original box for the trackpad. That was kind of a nice touch. Didn't get the one for the keyboard, but you know what? That's okay. At least it came with that. Here is the box for the Mac Mini, so you guys will know exactly what this is. It is a mid-2011 Mac Mini. Specs on here are a 2.5 gigahertz dual-core Intel Core i5, 4 gigabytes of RAM, 500 gigabyte hard drive, and it has the AMD or ATI Radeon HD 6630 video chipset with 256 megabytes of GDDR5. Does have HDMI and Thunderbolt. This does actually have Thunderbolt on it. This was like the second year I think that they offered Thunderbolt in the Macs. You can see the ports on the back. You got the SD card, your audio ports. You have 4 USB 2.0 ports, your Thunderbolt port right there, HDMI, Firewire 800, Gigabit Ethernet, and then, of course, your integrated power connector. Now, this is one of the Mac Minis that does not have the integrated optical drive. They did away with that the year before. And to that end, the previous owner of this picked up a drive from Otherworld Computing. This is actually a Blu-ray drive that plugs into it. Value Line Slim was called. So this will allow you to play Blu-rays, watch DVDs, burn CDs, burn DVDs. I do not believe that this is a Blu-ray burner, or is it? Let me see. Okay, it is. Okay, so this will burn Blu-rays and play Blu-rays as well. So that was a nice touch. Let me go ahead and log in here real quick. I did reset this back. Actually, I should say the previous owner did. Right now, I just have the password set as password. I know, right? Well, the next owner will have to update that. Go ahead and go to About This Mac. Trying to do this one-handed. It is currently running Mac OS 10.12.6 Sierra. There are all the specs on there, and it is pretty much stock other than the Mac OS. This probably came with OS 10.10, something like that maybe. You guys know I'm not a big Mac person. I do know enough to be dangerous, let's say. But I have installed iLife on here. It's got LibreOffice, so this thing is ready to go. And I actually paired it with this 24-inch Vizio LCD monitor. Nice monitor, works very, very well with this particular system. And I have this currently listed for sale on all the platforms. Facebook Virtual Yard Sale, offer up for $300 or best offer. So if you guys are interested, send me a personal message. I can guarantee you this system is in fantastic shape. I am still in contact with the original owner, so if you had any questions for him, I should be able to get him to answer those as well. But that is pretty much the biggest thing that I've been working on so far. I do also have this system for sale. This is a Dell Optiplex 790. You guys know I've shown many of these on my channel in the past. I love these Optiplexes. They are extremely durable, reliable systems. This one's got a DVD burner up top, and then it's got a combo drive on the bottom, so you can actually burn DVDs. You can dub them. You don't have to just use the one drive. It kind of saves on time. And these are matching types of drives, so copying one from one drive to another should be no problem. Have it paired with these two 24-inch Dell full HD 1080p LCD monitors. These are not LED monitors. They are LCD backlit, but nevertheless, they are extremely nice. Very good picture on these. Specs on this computer: this has the Intel Core i5-2400, 8 gigabytes of RAM, and it is running Windows 10 Pro. And I don't remember what hard drive I have in here. Okay, this one has one of those 2 terabyte HGST hard drives, the server grade drives. And this is the last system I actually have that has one of those drives, and I'm unable to get any more of them, and I'm really bummed out about that because they are really solidly built hard drives. And the video card here is an ATI Radeon HD 8490 with a gigabyte of dedicated video memory. And the nice thing about that, you can actually run Fortnite. Now, you're not going to be running it at high frame rates. You can run it on low to mid settings and maybe get about 35 to 45 FPS. So again, this is not really a gaming system per se, but you can definitely do a lot with it. And I have this one also listed. This one I've listed for $300 or best offer. Again, I realize that I may not quite get that much for it, but whenever you're reselling something, no matter what it is, you always need to ask for more than you actually expect to get, because that's just the way it is nowadays. People like to haggle, they like to bargain, so always ask for a little bit more than you're actually looking to get for that specific item. All right, tubers, I got somebody coming now. Let me pause this vlog and I'll talk to you guys on the flip side. All right, tubers, so hopefully that gives you a good idea of the types of things that I do during the day. And I want to give that information out, and I do it freely because I know there are a lot of people out there that want to have a second business that might be struggling a little bit financially. And these are things that even if you have minimal computer knowledge, you should be able to do. Now, granted, you may not be able to do it exactly the way that I do it, but you can still find these computers at garage sales, thrift stores, auctions, and things like that. And reloading Windows is usually no problem. Now, I go a little bit more in depth than that. I do diagnostics. I upgrade these systems. I change out parts. You don't even have to go that far. If you don't mind selling them for a little bit less than, say, I would, then just go ahead and get the systems in, reload Windows, and list them for sale. I mean, it's something that most people should be able to do, and this will help supplement your income during those lean times. And all industries have them. I know for mechanics like my dad, and even doing this kind of stuff, summer is usually the worst. To be honest with you guys, I have not made a sale in about 2 or 3 weeks, and I was kind of getting a little bummed out. Then I remembered, okay, summer is always the slow time, and that's why whenever your slow time comes, you want to make sure you have a little bit extra money set aside, just in case there are any emergencies that come up. And believe it or not, they will come up, things that you do not think about. Here's a fun fact. 60% of the United States population does not have $1,000 saved up for an emergency. Kind of boggles the mind, doesn't it, when you see people that have these humongous mansions, these McMansions, they drive these real fancy cars, They couldn't come up with $1,000 for an emergency. And if you want to look that up, Dave Ramsey is my source, but there are a lot of other articles and periodicals that back that up as well. Some vary on the percentage. Some say 40, some say 50, and Dave Ramsey says 60. So I'm just going to go in the middle there, say about half of Americans do not have $1,000 saved up for any type of emergency. I'll let you guys mull that over for a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and make myself a cup of coffee, maybe relax a little bit, and I'll talk to you guys on the flip side. All right, tubers, so customer just left, and I wanted to tell you guys something that's been driving me crazy. Ever since I can remember, even as a kid, we always had these microwaves that were the over-the-range ones. Basically, it doubles as your range hood. You get the light there and the fan built in. Very convenient, except for the fact that these things are so weak. This one's rated 1,000 watts, I think 950 or 1,000, somewhere around there. And as time goes on, these things progressively get weaker and weaker and weaker. And most of you guys know by now that I am always eating oatmeal to maintain my weight. And the problem that I'm having is, even at 4 minutes cooking in here, cook time, the oatmeal still does not cook properly because the, what's it called, magnetron, as it gets older, tends to get weaker. And that's what, unfortunately, what's happening with this. And, I mean, this isn't even really that old. You can see it's from 2012, but we actually installed this in 2013. So that makes it, what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. About 6 years old. And let me see. Okay. So it's rated at 1,000 watts. But, again, as time goes on, these microwaves degrade. So I would venture to guess that this particular microwave is probably putting out maybe 850, 900 watts of power at most now. So, what is a person to do that absolutely needs to have his oatmeal on a daily basis? Well, he goes ahead and buys himself another microwave. This is something I picked up at the local thrift store today, my local CHKD. I have seen these there before, but they're far and few between, and these are actually really, really cool. What this is a Sharp Carousel half pint, and the reason I called it that, this is about half the size of your average microwave. And just looking at the front of it, you would not think that this is a microwave, but I can assure you it is. You can open it up here, and you can actually see inside you have the carousel here that spins. One thing I find really cool is you have to actually open it to adjust the different settings on here. So you got clock, you have double quantity, you do have a defrost on here, you have the good old popcorn button, computer or cook time, so you can add the time in. And the way this works is you can add time by the seconds, 15 seconds, 1 minute, 10 minutes. Now, most of the time you will not have to access this. The way you actually supposed to use this is to just push this button, and this will add a minute each time you push it. So you put whatever you're cooking inside of there, and let's say you want to cook it for 3 minutes, you would just push that button 3 times. Now I'm going to go ahead and shut it off because I don't actually have anything in there, and it's never a good idea to run a microwave empty. But you can see that the light does work. One thing I found interesting about this particular microwave is, even though the light does work, it doesn't come on when you open the door. Now, I'm thinking that it still may be designed to do that. A lot of times over the years, these micro switches get dirty. So I'm going to go ahead and hit that with some contact cleaner and see if maybe the light will come on after that. Again, a lot of times those switches tend to get all gummed up. Does have the time on there. I just thought this was really cool. They had this listed for $20, but as most of you guys know, my local CHKD, today is sale day. So I got it for 25% off, so I wound up paying $16 for this, because after tax and my little donation, I think that was a really, really good deal. Now, I can't get to the back to show you right now, but this is from the year 2000, so this is actually a fairly old microwave, but before I purchased it, I tested it, and it works flawlessly. I put some water in there for a minute, and it was almost to the point of boiling. So this definitely has a lot of life left in it. Now what I've done, I keep my bowl up here with my spoon. I do have my oatmeal. This is what I'm eating right now. This is the Better Oats Organic Bear with oats, barley, wheat, quinoa, and rye. I usually do 2 packs of these. I put it in there, and I mix in some fresh frozen strawberries and microwave it, and then I top it off once it's done with a little bit of real 100% pure maple syrup, not the Mrs. Butterworth or the Log Cabin. We're talking about real maple syrup. And what I actually do, lately I've been getting strawberries from the store because this is strawberry season, and the strawberries are 99 cents in most of my stores for 2 pounds. So what I do is I get a whole bunch of strawberries, I cut them, slice them up, and I freeze them. Now you have to freeze them for about a week, but once you do that, you can take them out, defrost them, and pretty much this is what you have. You can see you have delicious strawberries, and the nice thing about it is it actually gives you syrup. You can actually see down there, it actually makes its own syrup from being in the freezer. So if you guys are trying to do a lifestyle change like I am, this is a great option for breakfast. Go ahead and just get yourself some instant oatmeal you can put in the microwave, cut up strawberries, freeze them, and then defrost them as you need them. It makes a absolutely delicious and nutritious breakfast. All right, tubers, I'm going to go and pause the vlog, and I'll talk to you guys on the flip side. All right, tubers, so we're checking on Dad. He's been working on the 51 Merc. We had a little bit of an issue the other day with the radiator. We actually had to get it rebuilt locally. And he'll talk a little bit about it, but basically we had to take the whole thing out, bring it to a local radiator shop, have it re-cored, I guess you would say. Yeah. And we just got it back, and I helped him drop it in yesterday, but now he's had to work on getting all the connections basically connected back up. So what's the story?
I got all that working fine, and while I was under the hood, before I put the panel on to close this up, I wanted to see why the electric fan is not working. The mechanical fan is working fine to cool it off, but if you have the electrical fan working, it's going to be that much better.
So you got the electric fan there, and then the mechanical fan is in the back on this one?
Yeah.
Okay.
And apparently it had a faulty relay, and it was some kind of junk one. So I put a Bosch relay in and rewired it myself. So I rewired it so that it comes on automatically with the AC. So if you're not using the AC, you don't need it, because I have a mechanical fan. If you need the AC, that's when you want it to work.
That's right.
So I got it wired up now and starting to put things back together.
Awesome, because it's more taxing when you have the AC on, right?
Sure.
Yeah, it creates more heat, but she's doing really well. So far, the radiator looks good.
Yeah.
No leaks or anything.
No, the radiator's fine.
Yeah, the pitfalls and perils of owning an older vehicle, right?
Yeah, you got that right.
You always need to do something with these things.
Always. You see the name on the air cleaner?
Oh yeah, Dad did name it. We got Mellow Yellow. He had the pinstriping guy do it. And if you look on top, you can see that he did a little effect there. Is there a name for that?
No, just pinstripe, custom stripe thing.
His interpretation of what you wanted, basically.
And I'll show him the panels could go front. Hold on.
Okay. He's going to show you guys something else too. We've been working a lot on these cars recently too. All right, yeah, hold it up. Hold it up.
This is going to be the front panel when I finish wiring it.
John 3:16, 51 Merc. And that's going to go sit right there. Now, can you recite that verse?
Sure.
Go ahead, do it. Do it.
For God so ever loved the world, he gave his only begotten Son. Whoever believes on him will not perish, but have everlasting life.
That's right. That's one of my favorite verses. That's one of the only verses that I can quote without actually having to look it up. But that is so cool. All right, tubers, I'm going to let Dad get back to work. I got a few other things I have to do today, but the 51 Merc is coming along. You guys will definitely be seeing these in future vlogs, and I will show it once he has completed all the work under the hood. So I'll talk to you guys on the flip side. All right, tubers, looks like we're having some afternoon thunderstorms. Mom's home finally. Actually, it was really bad here a few minutes ago. It was pouring down rain.
Clearing up now.
Yeah, it must have been just a passing summer shower, but with these heat indexes of 105, 110, not at all surprised. Guys can definitely hear thunderstorm in the distance, but it's clearing up here. Actually really good for me because I've been having some allergy problems recently. This will wash away all the pollen, right?
Good.
Yeah, so tell them what you did. You got new glasses today,
Well,
right?
I didn't get them. I just had my eye exam, and I ordered. They're coming in a week or two. Yeah.
That'll be nice.
Wasn't too bad. I just said my distance is, my close-up's good. My distance is like 20/40, which isn't too bad, but I do need a little correction.
Yeah, that's not bad at all, 20/40. Yeah. But I need to head inside too because I actually have a job to do. Yay, finally getting some computer work in. We'll catch up with Mom later, and I'll talk to you guys on the flip side. All right, tubers, here we are at Freddy's famous steak burgers, but we're not here for the steak burgers. We are here to get one of their concretes, which are right here. Probably going to go ahead and get the regular one for $5.29. Freddy's has the most delicious frozen custard, and the concretes are like the Sonic Blasts and the Dairy Queen. What do they call them there? Blizzards. So we're going to head inside. Mom and I want to get our treat for the day. If you don't have a Freddy's near you, hopefully you'll get one soon. They're mostly in the southeast now. So let's head inside. Really, really cool. You can see some of the different food items they have. I've had this one, the original double patty melt. Really good. They use very, very thin pieces of ground beef, and they're called steak burgers. So it's a very, very high quality type of meat as well. And they also have what they call fry sauce, which is really good. I haven't tried the jalapeno one yet. That'll have to be the next time we come in. I think Dad had that last time and said it was pretty hot, actually. All right, let's head inside. And it's really cool. It looks like a 1950s diner. The old school industrial look. We're going to get our ice cream, and I'll show you guys what it looks like here in just a minute. All right, well, Mom orders that. I'm going to go ahead and get myself a cup of water. Ever since I was a kid, every time I had ice cream, I always drink water with it. Get very, very thirsty when I'm ingesting delicious, high-fat frozen custard like Freddy's serves. All right, so here they are, Freddy's frozen concretes. Go ahead and pull the lid off for me, please. Gonna go ahead and give it a try. I'll let Mom try hers first and let you guys know what you think, but you can see the little bits of peanut butter in there. It's as good as it usually is. I mean, it's amazing. They put a ton of peanut butter in there mixed with Freddy's delicious real custard. It is real custard, right? Because it's got 10% milk fat in it. Mom's really enjoying herself right now.
I'm like crazy with this stuff now.
This is my treat for the day. This and maybe some more oatmeal later, but this alone is about 800 calories, maybe a little bit more. About 740.
Yeah, mine's about 3 something.
Let's go ahead and indulge this, and I'll let you guys know what I think. Okay, so I showed Mom eating it. Let me go ahead and take a bite, and I'll let you guys know what I think. Got a piece there with a lot of peanut butter.
Oh, yes.
Let's give it a try. Oh,
So good.
heaven. Soft, creamy, not milky or icy like a lot of these cheap frozen yogurts or ice creams are. This is the real stuff. Oh. And these are good quality peanut butter too. Kind of tastes maybe like a Jif or a Skippy, but really, really good. Not nice and sweet. Not like that really dry natural peanut butter. This is definitely the stuff that's bad for you.
Bad but good.
That's it. All right, tubers, we're gonna go ahead and finish our meal here. Not sure what else I'm gonna get to today, but we'll figure it out, and I'll talk to you guys on the flip side. All right, tubers, we're back home. Mom and I think, pretty much just barely made it home. We're having an issue with the Lincoln Town car. Not exactly sure what's going on. At first I thought maybe it was the AC compressor, but now I'm starting to think we may have a water pump going out. So Dad's going to go ahead and start her up. Well, yeah, but we're going to pretty much see what's going on here. I don't think we'll be able to figure it out until we start it up, though. Because basically, about every maybe 30 or 40 seconds, you can hear the pulling here going clunk, 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 clunk. And there's actually a pretty strong smell of coolant in here right now. I think this is where I was hearing it, down here. We may just have to start it up to be sure. It's very hard to tell. Nothing so far. Why don't we give it a start and see what happens? All right, I'm going to go ahead. Do you have the keys in? That will help. Okay. All right, we're going to go ahead and start this up and see what the heck's going on. He's got to get the stethoscope first. Talk to you guys in just a few minutes. So just so you guys are aware, I mean, this thing really does not have that many miles on it at all. I think it just hit, if you guys can see, 80,000. So this thing is really still a baby. We've had some weird issues with this in the past, mainly electronic. We had issues with the memory seats. We actually had to replace the motor in the power seat here. We also had to do the same thing with the motor in the mirror there, along with replacing the mirror. And now the rear windows are not working. We think the relay is gone. So I don't know. We're going to see how much longer we're going to keep this car. It's definitely giving us some issues. And I have to say that these 2003, these last generation town cars don't seem to be built quite as well as the mid-90s to early 2000s ones, especially inside. You could tell everything's kind of cheaply put together. This started bowing up pretty much, I don't know, a couple of months after we got the thing. So I'm going to wait till Dad comes out here. Hopefully we can diagnose this problem and see what we can do to fix it. Talk to you guys in a minute. All right, Dad's back out. We're going to go ahead and start this. And I'm going to come out. Hopefully we can tell what it is. You hear it?
I heard it stop.
It does that. It'll stop for maybe, it was stopping like every 30 seconds. Definitely sounds like a pulley, but I can't tell where it's coming from. Oh, wait a minute. It's the fan. It's the fan. I just saw it. I could see it stopping and starting.
Oh, really?
The fan's going bad, the cooling fan. Hold on, it stopped. I don't know if you guys can see it in there or not. It stopped right now, and they'll just start again, and that's when you hear it.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, so now we know what it is. I'm glad I was wrong about it being the water pump. So what does that entail?
I don't think it's too bad. I don't know. Nothing's easy, but shouldn't be too bad.
Better than what we thought.
Well, I thought it was maybe alternator.
Oh, that sounds terrible. That's exactly what we were hearing the whole time on the way home. All right, tubers, I'm going to end the vlog here. We know what the problem is, and I'll catch you back up when we actually get it fixed. Please continue to like and subscribe. And as always, have a blessed day, everybody.